Hello, my name is Max Strauss with ProReviews.org, Facebook.com/ProReviews, Twitter.com/ProReviews, and YouTube.com/ProReviews. Please join all those and become a part of ProReviews. I'd like to welcome you to the interview with Leon Washington. Leon was a star at Florida State University for 4 years. He then was drafted in the 4th round by the New York Jets in the 2006 NFL Draft. He played with the New York Jets for the first 4 years of his career. In 2008, he made the All-Pro and Pro Bowl team. However, in the 2010 NFL Draft, he was traded to the Seattle Seahawks and became their return specialist and situational running back. Before we get started with the interview, let's listen to some audio clips from the game against the Chargers earlier this season. Then we'll get started with the interview, and I hope you enjoy the collages also.
Kicking it off to Leon Washington, the return man for Seattle. And Washington's got a lead. Leon Washington turning on the speed. Washington. He's gone. Touchdown, Seahawks. 101 yards. Washington will return this one from the 1. Washington slowed down as he crossed the 20 and stays on his feet. Leon Washington is off to the races once again. Does he have the closing speed? Washington is gone. Touchdown, 99 yards. His second of the day.
So, have you ever thought about joining Twitter?
No, I never, man. My wife is on it, and I never thought about it. I have a Facebook page, and I got on Facebook when it first came out when I was in college. So, and I had a bunch of friends on Facebook, so it's kind of like, you know, I know all of them, you know what I mean, because we've been, you know, hit each other for so long, so I kind of like Facebook, but I might get on Twitter one day. I'm just thinking about it. On Twitter, it's just a shame that, you know, I don't see myself, a lot of people Twitter, I think they post like so much a day, and I don't see myself maybe posting once or twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think.
So, who was your childhood star?
I wanted to be like Marshall Falk. You know, San Diego State, Indianapolis coach, that's who I had 28 in Little football, so I always like Marshall Falk.
How long have you played football?
Organized football, I first played at 10 years old. So, yeah, 10 years old, organized football. And, and since then, so 18 years now.
So, did you play any other sports in high school?
I played baseball also. I was a really good center fielder. Baseball. I know for sure I could have played in college. Majorly, I don't know. Maybe I got enough coaching in college on how to hit the ball. I was a really good defensive player in the outfield. Really good base runner. But didn't know how to hit the ball that well. But I was really good at
Do you have a favorite memory from any high school sport?
You know what? Football, yeah, I forget memories, but I would say baseball because my high school team was really bad. I think we ended up going like 5-21 in the regular season. But like any other thing, you know, in baseball in Florida, everybody gets a chance to go to the district tournament. And we end up, saying like the number 4 team in the state. We ended up going to like the district championship. And we were like really bad, like we were really bad news bears. But we ended up putting up a huge upset to go to the district championship. So that's one of my favorite sports moments in high school.
What was the transition like from high school to FSU?
For me, I think on the football field, the physical part was a little different because the players were bigger, faster, and stronger. College-wise, it was a little challenging because you didn't have anyone telling you you had to go to class, you had to get up. So the discipline part, that was a big challenge because I was on my own and not having my mom and dad with me up in the morning. So that was the biggest challenge. I got over that and, you know, push through that.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a best friend at FSU?
Yeah, my best friend, Martin Simon. Yeah, he was also my little league football quarterback. So we stayed friends from the age of 10 years old to now. Best friends.
Did you have a favorite memory from FSU?
A bunch of them. I would say my freshman year, I had a chance to start at the University of Florida. I think I had like 2 touchdowns and 120-something yards rushing. So I think football played out of my favorite moment. And I also think it was just the whole college atmosphere in Tallahassee at Florida State. I think we had the best college atmosphere in any football program in college.
So what about off the field? Do you have a favorite memory?
I would say Bobby Bowers' Friday speeches. We put on Saturdays. So Bobby Bowers' Friday speeches, it's something I'll never forget in college because they're really good. Friday before the game.
So now going into professional, what was the most important thing that you learned at FSU that helped you in the NFL?
I think becoming a better competitor. I think at FSU we had so many guys that were driven to go to the National Football League to make everybody better. And I think I have the competition there.
Was it hard to choose FSU to go there, or did you have any other options?
Yeah, it was hard. I grew up a Gator fan. I grew up a Gator. And right when I was coming out, Steve Spurrier was leaving. And there was just so much uncertainty about how he was going to be coached. And I ended up, falling in love with Florida State.
What was your whole draft day experience like?
I knew I was drafted in the 3rd or 4th round, so I got drafted on the 2nd day. So I was just basically with my family and friends. We was all sitting at the house chilling out. We didn't do much. We just had, just for family and friends, didn't do much.
What were your emotions like?
First of all, I mean, I was like, wow, man, I grew up in Florida, I get a chance to go to New York. I was very excited about that. And then at the time, I thought about, man, wow, I get a chance to learn some things from Curtis Martin. And it made me feel really great. Really, really good, actually.
Now you get drafted by the Jets. What was your first training camp like?
It was tough. NFL is different. A lot of responsibility. So it was tough for me because, the days are really long. And you had to be able to focus in every day. And early on, I had a tough time adjusting to that part of it. But, after a while, I got settled in and it was cool. But it was tough. The mental aspect of the game was tough.
What's your favorite memory with the Jets?
I mean, it has to be, that Miami game in 2006. We were trying to go to the playoffs and had a big catch on the screen play and got us down the field goal range. To have the team go to the playoffs, that's one of my biggest memories.
What was the transition like from the Jets to the Seahawks?
I mean, it really wasn't that bad. I mean, the toughest part was really for my wife, meeting our friends in New York and having to pick up everything and move, 3,000 miles away. But, it was smoother than I thought it'd be because all the players here and the coaches really made me feel at home. They really made me feel like, they really wanted me to. In that respect, it was smoother than I thought it would be.
So, what's your favorite kickoff return ever? And, can you take me through that whole play?
Oh, man, favorite kickoff return ever. I would probably say my first one with the Seahawks because there was so many great blocks on the play. When I caught the ball and followed my wedge to the hole, and Michael Robinson, the former quarterback for Penn State, made a great block by short-setting this guy and finished him off at the end. And then my legs did a good job of going up and trapping the 5 out, and I hit the hole real fast, and it made the kicker miss. And I just remember scoring a touchdown, and flex field is erupted. That's the wildest I've ever heard any football stadium. So I gotta say that was my most favorite moment. Kick overturn, I had a bunch of them, but that was a really good one.
Do you have a favorite punt return ever?
Yeah, I had one against Pittsburgh. I think in 2007, I ran one back in field goal range in overtime, and we ended up winning the game. So I think that would be it.
You pride yourself on special teams and made a name for yourself on special teams. What's your view on special teams and what do you bring to? What have you brought to the Seahawks that they didn't have before?
Well, first of all, I just pride myself on being a football player. I take a lot of pride of putting the film on putting good film on tape. You know what I mean? I don't want nobody looking at me on film and saying, "Oh, he's a sucker," or "He doesn't run hard," or he's not a good player. So I got a lot of pride in what I do. I want to be the best at what I do. And secondly, I just know that if you get a returner or a player that takes special teams seriously, you can impact the game just as much as the offense or defensive play, just as much as a touchdown or interception. You have a chance to change field position immediately, and you also have a chance to regain momentum immediately. So it is one of the plays that I know I can capture, or we can capture everybody's attention by making a big play.
Who's had the most impact on your career?
That's a tough question. I had so much, man. I got so much help. I can't say on one person. Honestly, I would say my faith in God. That's it. That is all the truth. A lot of times I had a lot of tough times in my career, but I kept the faith and trust in Him. So I was my faith in God.
What's your favorite thing to do in your spare time not related to football?
Well, man, I have two little boys, man. So I play with my boys when I get home. That's what I do.
So, do you have a nickname?
Jet Lee. Some of the guys on Seattle still call me Jet Lee. Jetlee. I don't know, man. When I put on Jet, I was so fast, man. So, some people start calling me Jet Lee.
Have you ever thought about starting a foundation?
I have, but young, so there's a lot of work to go into foundations. So I spend most of my time. You know my favorite foundation? I could probably say is the Joe Namath Foundation. Every year I do a football camp. Yeah, I host this camp every single year.
What's an experience that changed your life?
You know what? I would say, me breaking my leg, was a complete life experience because not only, I was cut off for not playing football, but I was cut off from possibly not having a chance to walk again. And that really made me appreciate a lot of small things in life.
So, if you could describe yourself as any ice cream flavor, what would you be and why?
Ice cream flavor? It would probably be caramel.
What's your favorite quote?
Big Belly said, to be winner, you must do the things that losers don't like to do.
For someone who wants to play in the NFL, what's the best advice you can give them?
To play in the National Football League, I would tell them the best advice to give them would be you have to really that quote. That's what I use. The quote I just said.
Mm-hmm.
You have to work hard. It's definitely not NFL. Not to the most talented person. I'm telling you, it's the guy that works the hardest.
Thanks so much, Leon.
Problem, dude, man. I wish you the best in what you do, dog. Just hit me up when you put it online.
Thank you for listening to the interview with Leon Washington. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you leave your comments below as well. Please continue to check out my site, prointerviews.org. Like the Facebook page at facebook.com/prointerviews. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/prointerviews. And feel free to subscribe and add me on YouTube at youtube.com/prointerviews. Thanks again for listening. Stay tuned for more interviews.